from the wad of money that hinted from the pocket of Emma Jean's skirt. He observed Emma Jean's appearance and wondered why his brother stayed married to such a plain, unhappy-looking woman. Lorenzo grinned through another lie. I see you did some personal fixing up since the last time I was here. You's a looker, I tell you. What you want? Emma Jean asked dryly. Lorenzo's face wrinkled. What I want? You mean I can't come by and see my brother, my family? You my sister, girl, with your fine self. Lorenzo's long legs wagged back and forth freely as he sat and met Emma Jean's question-filled gaze head on. Emma Jean touched her head briefly, then ran her fingers down the side of her face before gathering the top of her blouse. Don't try and chump me with none of your fancy street talking. You don't care nothing about me. None of y'all do. Now, look, I ain't got nothing to do with the rest of them, but I always thought you was cool. I mean, Lorenzo grinned between words, you ain't done nothing to me. And hey, any woman that can keep my brother Winston tied up these many years, he got to be something special, a crazy one. Hell, I remember when Homeboy used to be a player. We used to go pick women up together. Shoot, he taught me the ropes. Lorenzo threw his head back in a reminiscent mood and removed a large bottle of strawberry Mad Dog from his pocket. He unscrewed the top of the wine bottle while he spoke. Hell, I remember one time we was about to get with these two white broads. They was mother and daughter, I believe. I mean, these chicks was good looking too and had these big old, whoa. Lorenzo caught himself and started laughing out loud, aware suddenly of Emma Jean's upset appearance. Just kidding there, girl, just kidding. Relax. Lorenzo threw the bottle up to his mouth and took a long swig. Finally, he set it down on the end of the table by the couch, and Emma Jean stared hard at the bottle for a long moment. It was like the devil's child was staring back at her. Emma Jean sat down across from Lorenzo, feeling uncomfortable in her own house. Rita Mae home? Not yet. Well, where's my big brother? It's called work, Emma Jean said. Figure you don't know nothing about that. Emma Jean looked back at the bottle before watching Lorenzo take another swig. Her throat felt dry, and she was getting thirsty. Her memory brought taste to her throat and poured an imaginary slow and cool trickle down its pathway. Her nostrils swore she could smell the heavy aroma of strawberries from where she sat. But her mind whispered her to be strong. It was the first bottle of liquor in the house for months. The familiar battle with the devil's potion was strong in her spirit. This was why Winston had thrown everything out in the house that even smelled like liquor and didn't allow anyone to bring anything in. Even their mouthwash had to be plain. Lorenzo was glued to the TV and not really listening to Emma Jean. He's still working for the gas company? Reading meters? Yeah, Emma Jean gulped hard. When is he back? I suspect shortly if he don't get in no trouble. Trouble? Lorenzo laughed. Well, that's my old-ass brother Wince for you, forever getting in trouble. Emma Jean stood up and glared down at Lorenzo. Don't you badmouth my husband. I hears about that trouble you got into the other day yourself. He told me. Yeah, well, shit happens. Besides, my service was bought and paid for. Anyway, that's one of the reasons why I came by to thank Wince for taking me to the emergency room. He helped me out and stuff. I'm not broke, though. Just sprained. Besides, he promised to lend me a few dollars, just till I get myself straight. Lorenzo's fingers tapped the bottle. Emma Jean watched. But serious. He was good looking out the other night, so I figured I'd return the favor. See, I'm going over to our favorite casino tomorrow and thought I'd come by and pick up his bets for him. Usually he brings them by to me, right? But I just figured I'd see him and check on Rita Mae. I ain't too happy with what they say went down the other night, you know? Lorenzo rubbed across his 5 o'clock shadow. Emma Jean stood stiff, her mind in a fog. What you talking about? Oh, you ain't heard about what went down between Rita Mae and Blair? What you talking about? Winston be dropping you by some bets. Lorenzo laughed. Yeah, like you don't know. Everybody knows about Winston and his bets. Some folks even know that he don't want to know. You need to talk to him about paying them people back, because niggas don't play when it comes to their money, you know? One day somebody gonna really hurt him. Not just that tap-ass stuff they been giving him. I try to tell him, but he don't want to listen to me. Lorenzo took another swig. Emma Jean noticed at least half the bottle was still left. She sat down again, numb and feeling dumb. Dumb like the old days when she believed Winston was late at work, but he was really with some strange woman or her own cousin. She looked over at Lorenzo and heard his confessing words again, even though he wasn't speaking at present. You ain't lying to me, is you, boy? She stared hard at Lorenzo from head to foot. Boy? Lorenzo sat up straight and sucked his teeth. Who you calling boy? I might have a lot of nicknames, but I guarantee you, Boy ain't one of them. When was the last time Winston let you out of this house? Lorenzo waved his right hand about. He winced down another swig of wine and set the bottle down hard on the end of the table. You need to go somewhere and learn what time it is. Imogene thought about Lorenzo's question. When was the last time Winston even suggested she go out the house? She felt stupid, lonely, and depressed. Her life, she thought, was picking up, but she was only fooling herself, she concluded. Things were actually getting worse. She thought about what she had started with the Regal, and what she had to finish, because Winston was forcing her to. Yet Winston was making her keep promises while breaking his own, lying to her. She felt bent, crooked inside. Imogene hurt to know Winston was lying to her again. Whenever he had come home beat up and bleeding, she believed him and cleaned him up and cursed in her heart the fools that had jumped him for his money. But here she sat, like the real fool. Imogene looked over at Lorenzo, who now engrossed himself in a TV show. Then she looked at her savior. She snatched up the bottle of Mad Dog without asking and headed up the stairs to her bedroom. Lorenzo had to do a double take. Hey, woman, chill. Where you going with my bottle? There was no response from Imogene. And I'm going to leave it there.